flip it. Same thing with the marriage thing. You can get married by a sheikh at the temple, create the marriage certificate from that. The sheikh then files it at the temple and then files it in the county recorder for you. That's the same thing.
Right. Right. Yeah. See, I think the way you explained it makes perfect sense. I just think we need to. I'm gonna help try to educate as many people I can about that whole situation, because people just don't see. They don't see where to go with it. There's no outreach to the point where. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Nobody is talking about it, like I said, in plain talk.
Right. And wasn't there a registry or a vital registry that the Moors did a long time ago?
Yeah,
I remember hearing something. Okay.
Yeah, it was Dingo Ill. He registered with the Selective Service and created the. He was the first Moor to officially declare that he wasn't a Negro in the United States since the old times, and it's been recorded there ever since. But nobody went and followed up on that. That was then taken over, or that aspect of it was then taken over by the resurrected Moorish Science Temple. But not everybody rocked with them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But
so
I mean,
you still got this faction.
Is it still valid the way it is?
Oh, it's still there.
Remember, okay. Because I remember in the Catholic Church, in their Bibles, they put in the front of it, they have the genealogy of your family, your name, and you know, if you get married, everything goes in that book. That was the way everything was recorded before they had, license.
Before they had birth certificates after 1933, because of what the Prophet pulled down on them, where they had to stop to register their citizens as property because they had no money to pay back the vast estate loan based upon the Prophet telling them that they had to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
So, it all busts down to the same situation. What happened in 28 led to what happened in 33, and what happened in 33 led to 45. What happened in 45 led to 56. What happened in 56 led to 65. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just went on and on.
It's a dirty little secret of the hidden histories that go on. We don't quite understand, like, why did that pop off? Why did that pop off? And then when you look at, there's a thread though that goes through it. You just have to follow that thread. That's the hard part. People don't know what that thread is to follow. That's what that's what I'm coming to terms with in trying to, do my study and due diligence on all that. That's why I really appreciate your show, brother. And one last question. I don't want to take up too much, King. I know you're doing what you do. But I know you were talking about the whole melancholic thing and, about what's going on. And I'm kind of feeling that spirit in the air. I don't know if it's just the time that we in or, if it's all of the racial things that they're trying to put out here and, and more is just not clicking and getting it together, because even the prophet said, he said the only way you see a more do good is by the, the barrel of a gun.
That's right.
So, that's unfortunate, but for those who are trying to, manifest and make things happen, it's hard to do it on an individual basis. That's why the temple is important. But everybody in there got to be moving and operating. So
exactly.
But if you could just let me know that book that you was just reading, I heard you was quoting. I didn't get the title. Talking about
that
the name.
Was that was called The Right to Use One's Name.
Right. Okay. Who's the author?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I got it from some old. You know how you just have mad papers. I was cleaning stuff out one day.
I've been putting together a library. I got a lot of articles and books I'm putting together, and I'm trying to get it up into the cloud so people can just, I don't even have to point them like, look, just go here and just study on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really appreciate everything you're doing, bro. Stay up.
Thank you,
Long to you. Peace to the family and all that, brother. Keep it up. All right.
Long to you,
King. We're about to send you a little blessing, little support for you. All right.
I appreciate that, King. Thank you, man. Love and light to you. Peace.
Without love and light.
Okay. 832, you want to Heru Radio?
Hello?
832, peace.
Hey, yo. Hey, can you hear me?
Peace, yeah, I can. How you, brother?
Oh, hey, I'm good, fam. How you doing?
I'm good, King. What's going on?
All right, man. I want to ask you. I had a few questions, man. I don't know if you're sure about the different genealogies and things, but from Houston, Texas, you know, that's where I'm calling from. And
Peace.
my last name is Owens, you know, but I'm not really sure as far back as, you know, who or where specifically I originated from, or, you know, my lineage is from. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the region and the people in that geographical area. You know,
what area
one
is
question
it again?
I want to ask you.
What
I'm
area
in
is that
Houston,
again?
Texas. Houston,
Okay,
Texas.
what part? I mean, like, where your family has always been from there?
Well, I mean, pretty much. I mean, for the most part, I got some family in Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. So in Monroe, that was Blackfoot, Muskogee, Washita, Washoe. A lot of them migrated. A lot of people from Louisiana migrated to get away from the Jim Crow that was coming down after Louisiana Purchase and all of that. So a lot of them
went
further in and went in south of Texas. Also, a lot of them fought in the Spanish-American War in Texas too. So you probably have some Cheyenne and stuff like that in you too.
Hey, you know, that's funny because, I mean, if you see me, I can pass everybody say, like, I'm Puerto Rican or something, you know what I'm saying? I just be messing around telling people, like, yeah, I'm Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying? And then you give me and whatnot, but it's funny, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's funny, though, that you say that. So I always wonder because, you know, I'm like, man, you know, it's funny
like
you say that, though, bro.
What's the last name?
My last name is Owens, O-W-E-N-S.
Oh,
that's from my mother's side. On my father's side, he's a Reagan.
Reagan? R-E-A-G-E-N
right.
Or R-E-G-E-N?
R-E-A-G-A-N-S. Reagan.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Like
so that's, that's, Cheyenne and, Zapata, you know. That's also, like Cheyenne, like Washoe, Cheyenne, Washita, of course, Blackfoot, which is Bakuni, Cree, you know what I mean, Southern Cree, stuff like that.
So where can I cut you off, I'm sorry. But
you can
where can I go to?
You can go to this thing called the Dawes Indian Rolls, right? D-A-W-E-S, Indian Rolls. And then they'll have, like, names and regions. You type in the region and type in your last name and see if there was anybody in them places with that name. They'll give you what so-called tribe that is. So that would then let you know that then the Moors from Monroe was the Reagan tribe, and the Reagan tribe of the clan of, let's say, Eel, and then the Owens tribe from the clan of Bay. You see what I'm saying? It went like that.
Right.
But after people stopped using they god names as they noble titles, their titles of nobility, once that fell, they had to use they tribal names as their national names. So then Cherokee and then this like that became the name of the tribe or whatever. That's why you see so many so-called Indians with English names, because the British Empire and the Societist Empire was working together at one point over here, and they grew up under that control. So when we hear the term Native American, that actually means somebody that was under the jurisdiction, who was not from here, who was brought over here to work. So
Right.
It makes sense why why black people was kicked out of the Cherokee tribes, you see what I'm saying, as Native Americans, because, you know what I'm saying, they weren't the real slaves. The real slaves were the renegade Indians, a.k.a. the escaped white people, who was the same blood as Custer and them, who was trying to kill them for breaking away and learning the ways of the forest from us.
Okay. I mean, I all right. I got so many other questions, but I'm gonna narrow it down because I know time limited.
Yeah, there's another
book.
Go
ahead. What's the book?
Called The Forgotten Cause of the Civil War.
Forgotten of the Civil War. Okay. Forgotten of the Civil War. Okay. So, I've been listening for a while, man. It probably been about a good year and a half, going on maybe a good year, maybe. I've been listening to you, man. I mean, before even listening to you, my mom's, which is a Owens, she always builded with us, even as, from a youngin', on this type of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And I remember she used to have books about Yakub and all that, and as a child, we didn't really understand it. But I took that, even subconsciously without even knowing it. As I got older, I started, seeing different things about it, and it was just like a light switch, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Shit started clicking to me. I'm like, and then I'm living out in this world, and I'm seeing stuff for myself, from my own personal perspective. So it's like a lot of stuff makes sense. It's like a lot don't to me, you know what I mean? And it's like, but I just had a question I wanted to ask you about that, because I was born, in a Baptist church. My grandmother, I went to church on Sundays, sometimes Mondays, Tuesdays, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm well versed and based in the Bible, in the teachings of Jesus Christ. But, hearing everything that you were saying and everything about that, it's like, I want to know, like, when they referring to the God, are they referring to more, or are they speaking in an angelic or spiritual sense?
It depends in terms of the Bible.
Yes.
In terms of the Bible, that's all. One of the things I learned with the Bible is that you're supposed to read it from Revelation to Genesis, because Revelation represents the time we in now. Genesis represents the time that we going back or repatriating back to have to go through all of that. So the Quran with the Bible, you know what I'm saying, are both like the book and the pillars, you know what I'm saying, of us as the people who descended with the same bloodline as the Creator from time immemorial, or from what time is in our modern context of that. There never was a time when man, there never was a time when man was not. Because if there was, there would be a time when God was not. And that cannot be. Therefore, if man was created in the image of God, therefore man is God incarnate, or man is subject of God, or the subject of God, meaning that he is God incarnate when he is in his right mind and is giving glory to his Creator, which is the arm, leg, arm, head. The true and living Christ, which is divine nature of man that exists with no eanity, which is a word that means lack of substance. So when you put Christ, the divine nature of man, followed by eanity, lack of substance, you see why so many Christians have fallen, because what they have not chosen to acknowledge, which is the glaring, obvious truth, which was the fact that he was not a Christian. So make something
and
out
I say
of
that all the
his
time
name.
when I meet people, they sometimes get offended by that. They like, I kind of drop some jewels on them about some certain things, and not to be a prick about it or anything, but to just kind of inform them, because I feel like.
But that's how you know that
you
are. That's how you know that you are descended from him, because you are doing exactly what he did at the time that he was there. He was the first Moor in modern times to declare his nationality to the Rome, and they was cool with it. The people who hated on him was the Sadducees and the Pharisees, the amalgamated class of bourgeoisie, Moriscos, who didn't want